All right, guys. Chris Holtmann breaks a clipboard, bloody hand and all, just going at it. Mick Cronin does Mick Cronin things, slows the game down, just, very defensive ball to really frustrate the guards of Ohio State. Ohio State eventually comes away with the win, but it was not an easy one. I know this UCLA team is only 5-4, but I got to give this team credit. I think UCLA is a better team than maybe they are going to get credit for. I could see them upsetting a few teams in the Pac-12. I could see them slipping in to the NCAA tournament. I'm not saying they're a great team. I'm not saying this is a great win, but this is what you wanted to see after the Penn State game. Ohio State come back, make a statement like this, and come away with it. Dakota, what were some of your thoughts on Ohio State's win?
Yeah, absolutely. This is honestly a great win for Ohio State and a very storied Big Ten rivalry matchup with UCLA Bruins. That starts next year. But no, honestly, I was watching this game, and we'll go with defensive slugfest in this one for sure, as UCLA goes 1 of 9 from 3, and Ohio State follows it up with a timely, to be fair, a very timely 1 of 15. With their lone 3 coming, I think, with like 40-something odd seconds left to really kind of push this one at it. So it came in the perfect time. But I think, honestly, this was a great win for Ohio State. I mean, they showed exactly what they're going to need to do as they also prepare to get back into Big Ten play of, can you win ugly? It's the classic Big Ten phrase of, can you grind out these types of games where it's really going to be close. No one's going to make really large runs. And it's all going to come down to who can, take care of the ball, who can get the shots when they need it to, and who's going to make the least amount of mistakes down the stretch. I saw a lot of really nice things on this one. In my notes, I actually checked afterwards. It really wasn't quite the box score for Felix Okpara. 10 points, 4 boards, an assist, and 2 blocks. I thought he put in some really good minutes. Really hard fought 23 minutes tonight. I was really impressed to see what he was able to do to frustrate UCLA's bigs. Now UCLA doesn't have the most elite bigs out there, but I mean, Adam Bona is a monster, just physicality. So I think he was able to frustrate him kind of a lot and really use his athleticism and length to disrupt a lot of stuff down low for UCLA. So really good one from him. And then other than that, I mean, it was just very balanced. Jamison Battle gives you 14. Okpara gives you 10. Thornton gives you 13. Ryan Gale Jr., fantastic game with 19. I mean, this was just all about tough shot making, who can get the stops and come out on top. I was very impressed.
Yeah, and I think at the end of the game, you really saw Ohio State finally get that confidence, finally be able to pull ahead, which is hard to do against UCLA. Like we talked about, they play a slower pace. They play really, really good defense. And so when you can finally make that happen, and this was like a homecoming game for Bruce Thornton. He's kind of from this area, so he had his family there. He didn't have his best game in the world, 7 rebounds, led the team in that. So, that was really good for him, especially as a guard. But at the end of the day, I mean, I think the story of this game is Ohio State did what they had to do to survive. Kind of felt like a tournament game a little bit. Boy, it was sleepy. Going from the what was the game I was watching before? I forget what. It wasn't a Big Ten game, but I went from a different game to this one, and I was like, man, is there anybody alive?
Oh, we got to get some fans in there.
It sounded like COVID.
I remember I turned the game on, and I was like, there's no way. It looked like I could individually pick out where people were sitting. I was like, I know everyone was excited about Kentucky UNC after that, but I mean, we got to get some people in there. It was a COVID sleepy game for sure.
It felt like everybody there was there to see Kentucky and UNC, which those are 2 big brands. So can't complain about that. But yeah, it was definitely a sleeper. Russ, what were some of your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, to second what you said, JR, UCLA is 48th in KenPom. I know, some people trash that and they don't want to put any credence in that, but it's usually pretty consistent and it's usually pretty accurate when you look at the teams that make the Final Four, the teams that make the Sweet 16, and like 13 of the 16 Sweet 16s are top 20 KenPom. So, and Ohio State's 26th in the KenPom. So they're still respectable, as far as even the struggles that they've had. And you're 9-2. Like, what are you worried about as far as like how bad the season you think is going? But, the lead, though, but don't bury the lead here. This might have been the best uniform and floor combination of a game all year. Like, I wish more teams did this. More teams would wear color uniforms. I saw the football season, USC and UCLA is like the big color game, uniform game. Like, why do teams not do this more often and just make the game look that much better? Like, that was awesome to see. But yeah, Roddy Gale has been quite the revelation for y'all this year. Like, everybody thought it was going to be the Thornton year and he was going to lead y'all, but and Zed Key coming back, what was he going to bring to the table? But Roddy Gale, 19 points, 6 of 11, 7 of 8 from the free throw line has been quite the revelation. And I don't know, this is another record, right? Like, when's the last time you've seen a combined 8% from the 3-point line and both teams in the 60s? Like, how does that happen? Like, this is the kind of game you'd expect to be 47-40, not 67-60. Like, how did they score that many points? I don't get it.
And no overtime as well.
Yeah.
So it's not like it was 48-48 and then they squeaked over 60. I agree. I think this was a huge thing for Ohio State to struggle offensively like they did and really be able to clamp down on defense. Now, Bona missed some easy ones down low that I feel like, could have really hurt Ohio State. But at the end of the day, they were able to get it done. Felix Okpara, I really liked his intensity. He had some really, really dumb fouls, and Bill Raftery was pointing them out, and I was agreeing with him. Like, some of them were just really, really dumb fouls. But at the end of the day, they did what they had to do. Zed Key didn't have his best game ever. He played 17 minutes, only had 3 points, added 3 rebounds to that as well. But I think the other big story here was Dale Bonner was able to play and give good minutes and make a lot of things happen on the floor for him. Only had 6 points, played 22 minutes, but he was able to make a lot of things happen for Ohio State, give them a lot of chances. Not everything that he made happen turned into points, but I think you're starting to see him kind of come into his own a little bit more. I'm still going to be very critical of Evan Mahaffey. Dude's got to score more than 2 points if he's in the starting lineup. I know. I agree, Russ. The coaches know more than me, but I'm also looking at this and I'm like, dude, I'm glad that you can play defense. But give me more than 2 points. So it was definitely an interesting one there, to say the least. So, Dakota, you have any more thoughts on this one before we move on?
I think the only thing left is, yes, this is a very good win for Ohio State, but to play devil's advocate a little bit is we've seen teams in the past win these tight, white knuckle type of games where you can't really shoot. But I think the biggest question is going to be how they come out and respond next time. How do they come out? Can they come out against New Orleans? New Orleans, perfect opportunity to kind of get back rolling on offense a little bit. But that's always what I look for in these types of games where you go 1 for from beyond the arc and kind of really struggle to get that outside shot making. Is, can you get back to that starting next time out? Just make this a blip. And granted, yes, it is against UCLA, a very tough-nosed style of defense, and they're going to make you earn everything. But you don't want to get too down in the weeds with only relying on playing those kind of physical kind of games. So I'm interested to see what they can do next time.
Oh, believe me, Dakota, nobody is waiting for the slump harder than I am. I know January is coming, and it's like, the winter is coming and everything's just going to be sad. So let's hope Chris Holtmann can get him out of that and not have it this year. So thanks for listening to the Big Ten Huddle. Please do like and subscribe. We appreciate that. If this was your first time listening, we are the Big Ten Huddle. We cover all things Big Ten football and basketball. We have a long episode every Sunday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night, all at 9 o'clock. So come in, check us out, get in the chat, let us know what you're thinking. We would love to have you join us and learn more about the Big Ten.